Hello and welcome to call number 4. Alicia here again with you. So excited about today's topic, how to manage your mood and use essential oils for emotions. And the biggest thing we're going to be talking about today is how to deal with stress. So anyone here have stress a little bit? Yeah, I asked that in my doTERRA classes and nobody keeps the hand down.
Everyone raises their hand.
Yeah. So super excited. I have Kim Deasy here with me today. So
Hello.
This is Kim. She has also been doing the doTERRA business with me for the last 6 years. And we have had so much fun being able to share doTERRA. And she's the one who hosts all of our aromatherapy bracelet classes, which I'm so grateful for because I am not organized enough or crafty enough to get the bracelets going. So I know a lot of you guys have attended those classes. I just want to thank you so much for being here. And you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Like Alicia said, I'm Kim Deasy. I have been doing the business with Alicia pretty much from the beginning. And you saw Courtney earlier in the week. That's my daughter. So it's kind of a family affair. We have a good time. Never intended at the beginning to do it as a business. It was just because we loved how much the oils were so impactful in our life. We have great stories about that. And it just morphed into, oh my gosh, we have to teach everyone about this because it's that important. So here we are.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's get started. We've got lots more stories to share with you as we go. And we'll hit play. Whoop. There we go. Oh, forgot to change that slide. Oh, well, we'll get you on the next one. Okay. So the basics and beyond. Today's topic is emotional health and mood management.
Fun topic.
All need a little help with that from time to time, right?
Yep.
And so wanted to start by telling you about a little bit about the history of essential oils, okay? So they've been used in ancient Greece, Rome, China, India, I mean, all over the world, from Cleopatra to, the American Indians, I mean, all over the world.
Centuries.
And the term aromatherapy was officially coined in the 20th century as the scientific community began to recognize the emotional benefits of aromatherapy. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Aromatherapy is just all about smelling the oils. So a little bit of science behind aromatherapy. So when you put an oil in your hand and you cup it over your nose, and you breathe it in, it's actually entering through the nose, through the olfactory, through the limbic system, okay? And immediately when you smell that oil, it actually causes a chemical response and a trigger in the brain, okay? So it's not just like, oh, it smells good, right? It's actually literally telling your brain to send signals to the body to calm down or to uplift or whatever that oil is for you. And so it's a very personalized experience too. I wanted to say that as well. And so today when we're talking about managing moods, a lot of it is going to be aromatic use because it's so powerful. It actually shifts the chemistry and shifts your experience the moment you smell the essential oil.
Absolutely.
Okay, so why use essential oils to manage your moods? Because there's, lots of other toxic or, pharmaceuticals that have, really horrible side effects that are available that, are becoming really common for doctors to prescribe at the drop of a hat without any, real looking into it. and even for our little kids. So there are a lot of natural ways that you can manage moods and manage those anxious feelings, those times of sadness, the overactive mind. And so essential oils are super, super effective. They're, of course, natural and safe. They generate a quick response. And they're just a simple way to manage emotions on the spot. And they smell good, right? Extra double bonus. All right. So how do we manage emotions with essential oils? Well, we talked about the 3 ways to use essential oils is going to be aromatically, topically, and internally. A lot of what we're going to talk about today is aromatic and topical. So internally, using the Lifelong Vitality Pack or supplements as a foundation to manage moods, because gut health has a ton to do with our brain chemistry and brain health, which I'm actually going to talk a lot more about on the next video. So this video, we're going to strictly be, well, not strictly, but mostly be talking about the aromatic and topical use. So sniffing and rubbing. Okay, ready?
Sniffing and rubbing. Okay, got it. Sniffing and rubbing.
All right. So the emotional aromatherapy system. Okay, so this is one of the main things we're going to highlight today. This kit came out probably about 3 years ago, and it was just so incredible. So I've already shared with you some of our favorite mood managing oils, like the citrus oils, and our lavender for calming, our serenity blend for calming and sleep, the elevation is the joyful blend, the citrus bliss is the inspiring blend, and then the balance oil for grounding, right? So those were our OG original
and they're beautiful
mood management oils. Still love them. This kit does not replace them. It's just another option, another added benefit.
In addition to.
Yeah, and what I love about this kit, just like all the doTERRA oils, is like it's essential oils for dummies, right? Like you look at the oil and you're like,
what do I do with this? Yeah.
I wonder what peace does. Well, it brings upon peace, or cheer brings upon feelings of cheer. Did you want to tell them about the wheel, Kim?
The wheel. The one reason I love the wheel is because every oil that we have in the lineup, not just the aromatherapy oils, but all of them have a purpose, and then we find out many other purposes for them. But what I love about the wheel is it actually takes you, like if you're feeling anxious or if you're feeling like sad, like what oil do I actually use? Like this takes the guesswork out of what to use, because that's kind of where we get hung up sometimes. We just don't know what to use. So here you go. You feel worried, like you can use either way. You can go, it's in between. It's a floral, so it goes in between console and peace. Like either one, pick one. You can't go wrong. So it takes the guesswork out of what to use.
Yeah, and just going by smell too.
Yeah.
When smells really good to you, it's like that's the one to use.
That's the one, exactly.
And it's so funny. When this first came out, I was obsessed with passion, and now my obsession is motivate. But it kind of changes as things come up and life happens. So we're going to talk in detail about each one of these oils. And the first one we're going to talk about is the doTERRA Motivate, my most favorite right now. Oh my gosh. It smells so good. It is a blend of peppermint, clementine, coriander, basil, and melissa, which melissa is the strongest oil to counteract feelings of sadness, like just like real deep, dark moods. Okay. So I love that it's in this blend. The whole blend itself really provides feelings of confidence and courage, and can counteract feelings of doubt, or when you're just like, oh, I don't want to do anything. This is that oil to get you motivated, and just sniffing it actually changes the chemistry in your body and energizes you. So personally, I use this oil before the gym
Mm,
every time, because I'm like, on the drive over, I'm like, I don't want to
nope.
go, and then when I do it, I love it. But also, another one I use it for is public speaking. So if you're ever doing something that, you really need some courage, if you're going up in front of a large audience, or you're going into, talk to a boss, or, something like that, it can actually help bring about the courage. And the citrus minty smell is just delicious. Um, so one of my favorite diffuser recipes is Motivate in Wild Orange. Wild orange is actually the oil of abundance. Okay, so if you are looking to bring on abundance and get motivated to get that abundance, this is
There
your
you go.
blend. You can also replace the wild orange for lemon if you want to, bring on more focus as well. So, so many, you can, blend these oils with so many different oils, and you'll figure out which blends that you love. And these are just ideas for you guys to get started
Get
using.
creative. Yeah.
Get creative for sure. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You're like, oh, I don't like the smell of it. Okay, well, it's done in 4 hours or 10
Put
hours.
some wild orange in there if you put something else in.
Yeah,
Wild orange helps us everything.
exactly. Um, okay.
Cheer, doTERRA Cheer. So the key ingredients in this one, there we go, with wild orange, clove, nutmeg, vanilla, ginger, and cinnamon. So it has a little bit of spiciness to it too. So that is definitely one that is going to uplift and it just brightens you. It brightens your day. It gives you that optimism. Like if you're just having the worst day and you just want to get out of it, put some cheer on. It'll be a cheerleader for you. Smell it first and then put it on and just let it carry you through the day. It'll help you with your cheerfulness for sure. Anytime, morning, if you get up in the morning and you're just like, it's not happening today, put some cheer on, get some motivate, and let's make it happen.
Yep.
That's what I about. Anytime that you're down, cheer is one of those ones that is just, it's different because it's not just the bright citrus. It's got the other things, the nutmeg, the vanilla, the ginger, the cinnamon, and clove. Those are all the ones that, a little bit of spicy. So
we all need a little bit of spice sometimes.
We all need some spice. So here's Thankful Heart. This is a beautiful blend. So cheer, cinnamon, and of course our beloved Citrus Bliss. So there's another brightener. Thankful Heart. I love that one.
Citrus Bliss just should go in everything. Like, period. It just is so good, and it mixes with everything.
Makes everything smell amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so Passion. I love inspiring blend. Okay, so this one actually brings on feelings of feeling inspired. Okay, who doesn't need that every once in a while? It encourages creativity. So this is great to use when you're, doing your planning, or, your monthly planning, or even maybe when you're paying your bills. I mean, who doesn't need a little creativity? Bills paid. Or like we just all created our vision boards. And so I was definitely diffusing Passion and Motivate to get everyone kind of into that creative spirit. I also love it when you're not feeling your purpose, when you're like, why am I doing this? Like, this seems like so much hard work, and I thought this was fun at some point, and now it's not. Like, when you want to bring that feeling of purpose back, I love the smell of this one. I use it as a perfume. Actually, all these oils can be used as perfume in this kit.
Absolutely.
But it's a blend of the cardamom, cinnamon, clove, jasmine, sandalwood, and vanilla. So it's a nice combination of some of your some of your spices, as well as your jasmine flower. So it does have a very floral tone to it, and the sandalwood, and it even has a very, very unique, uncommon flower called the Damiana leaf, which is very expensive, and there's only just a little bit in there. But I wanted to also say the emotional aromatherapy kit not only comes in the 5 milliliter bottles of just the straight oil, but they also come in the touch roller balls. So they're already diluted, perfect for application, using, the touch roller ball. And we're going to talk more about that when we talk about another oil later. But I just wanted you to know they all come in both the straight oil and the little bit diluted touch roller ball. And this blend, okay, so we need to spice up their bedroom. Woo! It's we're recording this in January, but Valentine's is coming up, guys. Or just some spice all the time, okay? So if you mix passion, sandalwood, and ylang ylang, that is also known as the Get It Going blend, okay? And it will definitely help set the mood for you and your honey, okay?
That's fun. doTERRA Forgive. So Forgive is one of those oils that can bring you peace when you need it. Obviously, the name forgiveness. I love that it has bergamot, juniper berry, myrrh, arbor vitae, which arbor vitae by itself is not the best smelling oil. So when you mix it up with some others, it's good. And then some thyme. And it can definitely be used in those moments when, you're angry or you have some negativity going on, or there's just that guilt of whatever the case may be. Forgive is just that oil to use when you need to forgive yourself for something, or you need to forgive someone else, or you just want some peace, inside of those feelings. So forgive is kind of a forgotten one because people think it's just, who do we need to forget? Well, we probably all have somebody.
I'm super forgiving. I'm good,
Yeah, like you don't feel like you need, but use that oil, get that out and smell that and put some on. And man, it really does help with those moments of just angst, for sure.
Definitely, if you ever feel pissed off, that's the one to go to.
Yeah.
And I don't know anyone.
I was going to say that. I didn't know if you wanted to.
I don't know if anyone ever goes without getting pissed off from time to time, if not daily, right?
Yeah, so, if not.
Get in a fight with your significant other or your kids or your parent, like this is the go-to right here.
Yeah, put it in a diffuser. Here's a great one too, because if there's some forgiveness that needs to happen inside your house, put Forgive on, and everybody's going to feel the benefits of that. So there you go, Forgive and Forget. So balance to go with Forgive. Like, wow, that's like Forgive on steroids right there. So that can create some balance inside your house and forgiveness.
Yes, so great. I love it. Smells so good too. So many tree oils.
Yeah.
So grounding. It's just a beautiful blend. And you don't even have to be angry to use it. You can just use this oil and use, these blends, and just, add on, accentuate what you're already doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, doTERRA Console. So when this one first came out, this was my least favorite in the bunch. It's very flowery. So it has frankincense, patchouli, ylang ylang, sandalwood, rose. And so it does have a very sweet scent. Many women love to wear it as perfume because it does have all those sweet florals. But For me, it's not one of my go-tos that I would want to do every day for me. I love to use it if I'm doing a like heart chakra meditation at a yoga retreat, or I'm often called in to speak at different events, and if there's any type of heart chakra or meditation, I'm like, first thing, I'm like, we need that console. You rub it right over your heart.
Mm-hmm.
It will soothe a aching heart or broken heart like nothing else can. Okay. And it's called the comforting blend, because when you put it on, you just feel like you're being comforted by this blend,
Mm-hmm.
like a parent giving you a hug, or something like that. And it's really great to use when in times of sadness, grief, disappointment. So
This is one I actually like to gift to people a lot. I give this away a lot
yeah,
because it is the one that in those times of extreme grief and complete life changing an experience, like this oil can support them, like bring them out of that sadness, even just for a moment is so important.
yeah, definitely. Over the years, with the different mass shootings we've encountered in
Yeah,
our area, this was the first oil where like we've got to get this in people's hands, because when you deal with something so traumatic like that, this oil actually can shift brain chemistry and
absolutely.
your mental state so quickly. And we've been able to help so many um, people who've dealt with the traumas like that, with all these oils, but Console is definitely one of the top in
Ah,
this moment. And even though for me it's not my favorite smell, when my grandma and my dog
mm,
passed away in my arms, in within like the same week or less last year,
mm.
the I knew the first thing I go to is my Console. And the smell just overwhelmed me with comfort. And even though
Mm,
it's not one of my favorites on a daily basis, I knew I needed it in that moment, because as soon as I put it on, I could definitely feel the difference.
mm.
So
Beautiful.
beautiful, beautiful blend. This is a diffuser blend called Mend the Heart. So if you have a friend going through, grief, or you yourself, but go to their house and bring these
Hmm.
oils and bring your diffuser, and you know,
Set it up.
set it up. They might not be in a space to where they can do that on their own, but
Yeah.
you can be that person for them, and it will make a huge, huge impact. Geranium is also a really, really good oil for healing the heart too. So
Hmm.
just giving you a couple options.
Oh, peace. I love you, peace. Okay, if I had to pick one out of these, peace is my absolute favorite oil. So I have mine. It is always with me, and I always carry it in the rollerball. I can't be, and I give them away, so I have to have them on hand all the time. It brings you a sense of peace. It definitely gives you some grounding when you're feeling um, having a crappy day. It doesn't matter. Like if you, like Alicia said earlier, you get pissed off, throw in some peace. It brings you peace. Like you can't get away from that. So the ingredients in that one is ylang ylang, the lavender, the vetiver. I think is the what really has me going, because I love vetiver. Marjoram, clary sage, and the spearmint lifts it up, so it gives a little bit of that minty. On the vetiver is a little more on the dirt side. Like it's just it smells so good. So when you're feeling stressed, unsettled, you have anxious feelings, you just can't get out of your own way, or you need some in that, like I said, in that moment, it's a smell. It's just take a moment, get your peace, and put it on. And I wear it literally every single day as my perfume. This one and a couple others are my all-time favorites. So, and I use peace every day. just because I love the smell. Oh, overwhelm and overdrive. So here's a recipe. Peace, balance, and Frank. How can we lose Frank? I have, this is a good blend because we want to be grounded. We need to bring ourselves down, and peace, balance, and frankincense are like the most grounding in the setup. Yeah. I love them. You okay?
Sorry, guys. I have a tickle in my throat. Busted out a On Guard cough drop.
Oh, good. Those are the best.
Now I can't stop going though.
So, all right. So let's just keep going. Like I said, here's my piece. It's right here. I already put it on before I could even start the day because I wanted to ground myself and not feel nervous about being on video with Alicia. So back to the wheel. This takes us all the way back. So when you are feeling those feelings and you don't know what to do, here's the wheel. Take yourself back. Find the scent that makes sense for the feeling that you're having right now and use it and watch how just in that moment, how you can change your entire mood with the smell. Just smell it if that's all you do, and you don't even have to put it on. Smell it. Like it's life-changing, I tell you.
Absolutely. Okay, so the next product we want to talk about is the Adaptive Collection. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
This just came out. And so when I was creating this PowerPoint, spell check says synergistically isn't a word, and yeah. I literally could not come up with any other word to explain how these products work together. It is a synergistic effect. And maybe synergistically isn't a word. Maybe it is, but we needed it today, okay? So
perfect word.
It's really just all about emotional well-being. And right now there's so much talk about, different issues people are having with behavioral issues, mental instabilities, and they're just becoming more and more and more common. And, there's just tons and tons of talk about it and information out there. And, right now we have come out with a product. They've been working on this for a few years to combat, what's going on in our society and be able to give people a natural alternative that actually works. And the cool thing about doTERRA is they do clinical studies on many, many, many of the products that we have, and there's more and more coming out. So just like they would do for a pharmaceutical drug where they do double-blind placebo testing, that's what they do with the Adaptive. So besides emotional well-being, balance moods, manage stress, improve cognitive function, very important. Go ahead, Kim.
So there's two. So you saw on that previous slide that there's 3 products in the Adaptive line. This one is the full-bodied essential oil. It's a 15 ml bottle, and it's made for the diffuser. So this is one of those products that we can't forget about how important it is to diffuse, and not just diffuse in a diffuser, but actually just smelling it, how much it's going to change. So it's got wild orange, lavender, copaiba, spearmint, magnolia, rosemary, neroli, and sweet gum. And it's amazing. But when you put that in a diffuser and use just, oh my goodness, it's going to change your day. Adaptive is, you've got a lot of craziness going on inside your house, little kids running around, whatever the case may be, put some Adaptive on and just calm the whole house down, because that's what's going to happen with that, with the diffuser on.
It smells amazing.
Amazing.
See all these ingredients in here?
Yeah,
they all smell so good on their own.
Yep.
And then you put them together. Oh my gosh, absolutely.
That's actually one of the ones I use every single day. Oh, there it is. So Dr. Hill even said something about adaptive being put on the web of your fingers. I thought that was interesting. So just another place. We always say pulse points are the best. Back of the neck, behind the ears, rolling in. How important, Alicia said earlier, rolling it in your hands and just inhaling deeply so you get that calming effect going through your body. Using it every single day for balancing and in the moment of stress. It's one of those ones that, like peace, that I love the smell so much that I use it just not because I'm having a stressful day, because I just love the way that it smells. And then counteract that, it just makes me feel so calm and synergistic with myself. I just love it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this one's definitely one that's in my purse, goes with me.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yes.
All right. So
third product.
I'm gonna drop some science on you right now. So the third part of one thing I got to go back that we forgot to mention with the adaptive essential oil is all of the straight oils. So it's not diluted at all with fractionated coconut oil.
Right.
And so you can use that on the bottom of your feet to get a now I want to use my word synergistically, systematic response, okay? Or you can put that in the diffuser. That's what that's made for. And then the rollerball blend is made for topical use, because when you dilute it with fractionated coconut oil, you actually get more of a time-released effect, and it helps the evaporation. So when you put a regular essential oil on, you do get what they call flash off, where the oil evaporates, and you don't actually get to utilize its full benefit because some of it just evaporates. They're volatile compounds. That's the whole point of an essential oil. And so when it's diluted with the fractionated coconut oil, it helps it get in the system slower and last longer. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the capsules, now these do have essential oils in them, but they also have some naturally derived, whole food complex. Okay. So I'm going to explain a little bit about that. And I did quite a bit of research to brush up on it again after convention. So the oils in it are lavender, coriander, wild orange, and fennel. And another one is, so the herb ahi flower is actually in the blend as well, and that is actually an omega-3. So it's the highest concentrated omega in a plant form, or one of the at least. And so as you know, omega is essential fatty acid, is really important for supporting the brain so that you have healthy brain function, healthy the brain health. Okay, so when we're dealing with mental wellness, of course, supporting the brain with those fatty acids is going to be so key. And that's why people do see a difference when they get on the Lifelong Vitality Pack in, their brain fog and with their mental stability. This is just going to take it to another level. And then the Sceletium, I think I said it right. Sceletium, it is a plant that actually comes from South Africa. It's been used there for hundreds of years to help combat anxious feelings. Okay, so when I was reading some stuff on it, and they were saying that the tribes people would eat it, like chew on it, and then they would go out and do their hunts because it would help with the anxious feelings. So, I mean, we're not probably out hunting, but we are hustling and we need some Sceletium.
There you go. Say it fast. Sounds good fast.
And then, yes, I found the faster you say words you don't know how to say, the better it goes.
They sound perfect.
All right. And then the last ingredient is the naturally sourced GABA. Oh my God. This is huge. This is
game changer.
thing. Okay. So GABA are neurotransmitters in your brain, okay? They facilitate communication from the cells to the brain, but they're actually inhibitory neurotransmitters. So they block brain signals. They decrease nervous system activity. So when you're, having those anxious feelings or, just the mind racing and all that kind of thing, that is, due to the overactivity of your nervous system, or your nervous system's on overload when you're dealing with a traumatic situation or just even daily stress. So the by supplementing the GABA, you can help manage behavior, influence, enhance cognition, and modulating responses to stress. Okay, this is huge. Not
Huge.
just for people who deal with the anxious feelings and really dark moods and all those kind of things, but this is going to be also really powerful because stress affects every system in the body, including your endocrine system, which is your hormones. So that affects your metabolism, that affects weight loss, that affects PMS. It's going to affect your immune system. Okay, so high levels of stress actually do damage to the immune system, and people get sick all the time. Okay, so it's really a whole body, a holistic approach when you're using essential oils and the doTERRA supplements, so that your body is just working on its best, living your best life. Your body's living its best life over here.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to also share that GABA, there's a lot of synthetic options where you can synthetically replace GABA, and those can have side effects. So when you use a natural whole food supplement, because the GABA can be found in some teas, it can be found in herbs, it can be found in fermented foods, and our product has 100 milligrams of naturally sourced GABA. So really, really incredible product. So you want to think of anyone who, deals with a lot of stress on a daily basis. Maybe they're a emergency room nurse, or, people who've been through a serious trauma, like a veteran, or, anything like that. Also,
first responders, same.
Yep. First responders, people with mental instabilities, people with behavioral issues. And they have tested it on kids as young as 12. And there's a Facebook group called Adaptive Testimonials. Oh my gosh. There's just testimonial upon testimonial upon testimonial. Yeah. And, it is totally your choice. Now, if it were my kid, I would rather them take this than, something synthetic or pharmaceutical. And so, I'd be willing to give it a shot. And there's a lot of moms that are using it on their children with behavioral issues and focus issues. And they're seeing remarkable results. And I just can't tell you how much I love this product, and, I can't wait to hear all of your guys' testimonials. And I've had several people on the team come back and tell me their teenagers' behavior is completely different. How they're dealing with life and stress at work is completely different after getting this product. So,
game changer.
Yeah. Big game changer. And you do take 1 to 2 daily. The recommendation is 1, but you can take up to 2. Okay. All right. Changing gears. So the iTovi scan. Okay. So I know some of you watching this video have already gotten an iTovi scan, or maybe many of them. But what it is, it's a handheld biofeedback scanner that's Bluetooth hooked up to our cell phones or iPad, and it tests you using kinesiology or muscle testing to see which product you resonate with the most in that moment. And it can change from day to day, depending on your mood. It can change week to week, depending what health issues you're dealing with. And, you know, a lot of people are very skeptical. Oh, that doesn't work. That's a bunch of hocus pocus. And
Until we scan them.
yeah, until we scan them. And all of a sudden, like, every digestive oil comes up, and then I'm like, oh, have you been experiencing any digestive issues lately? And they're like, oh my gosh, yes. I was like throwing up last night or something, and I'm like, yep, see, I told ya. And one of the things that, you know, of course, it's going to tell you on a physical level, like which oils are going to be supportive of your body and what you're dealing with. But one of the things our team likes to do, which is really fun, is to match it up with the Emotions and Essential Oils book. Okay, so there's a separate reference guide. So I spoke about the Essential Life book before, which is like our encyclopedia of essential oils. Everyone needs one in their home. And then there's this book called The Emotions and Essential Oils, a reference guide for emotional healing. Okay, and so this book has every oil and its emotional properties, not physical properties. Okay. So here's an example. Go ahead. Yeah.
There's one thing that I like to do with this book as well, and it does link up with the iTobi the best. Like we love to be able to look up that oil, but also let's just say you go to your oil cabinet that you have at home and you pick up an oil and you don't know why you're pulled towards that oil. It's fun to then go get this book and reference, why did I pick this oil to put on today? And then read about it and go, oh, wow, like that's crazy that my body told me I needed that. And that's exactly where I am. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah. I remember I've scammed, you know, tons and tons of people, and I was thinking about the different stories. And I remember this one day, early on when I had first gotten the iTobi and I was still kind of figuring all this out, and she scanned her top oil was lime. And I went to the book, and lime oil is the oil of zest for life. And I was like, okay, read that. I always hand it to them and I say, read that. Tell me if that resonates with you. You know, I look over and she's crying, bawling. I'm like, uh-oh.
Which happens a lot.
And now that we've done this so many times, it does happen quite a bit. And so I said, what's happening? And she was like, well, my husband passed away 5 years ago, and I have lost my zest for life. And this just really reminded me of that. And I'm ordering this oil right now. I was like, duh, we have to have this oil right now. And so she started using it, and everything started changing for her. Instead of like looking at the world through a negative lens, she started all of a sudden noticing all the, you know, awesome things in her life, like her grandkids, and like being grateful for what's happening around her. So this is a powerful book, and you want to talk, you know, a lot of the wellness advocates on our team have the iTobi scanner. So, you know, come to some of the events. If there's no one near you, you know, eventually we'll get you a scan in there. But like Kim said, just go to your box, even close your eyes and pick one up and read it. And you'll be shocked how fit it is for you.
So fun.
All right, changing gears again. So wanted to share with you a little bit about the doTERRA business. And, you know, a lot of people do this business for totally different reasons, okay? So for me, part of why I started doing this business was, I mean, obviously I love the oils and they made such a huge difference in my life. I was like, everyone needs these oils in their home, of course.
Yep.
Just anything I do, I want to be making a difference for people. But I also saw the need to be debt-free and time freedom. Time freedom was like the biggest thing for me because I'll tell you a little bit more about my story in a minute. But so people do this business for different things. You want to be debt-free, create a savings account, financial freedom. You want to be able to give back. That's if you just want to earn more money. Some people want to work smarter. Time freedom, building your own dream instead of working for someone else, or doing what you love. Maybe you want to, have that time freedom so you can spend more time with family or travel, or maybe you just love educating people about the oils and you really want to make a difference out there and help people because the oils have been such a huge part of your journey that you want other people to have it too. And there's kind of three types of people, three ways, I like to say, 3 ways to play in the doTERRA business. And you can take it on in different ways. So the first one would be the side hustle. And that's where you're working like 3 to 5 hours per week and you want to earn maybe somewhere between $300 and $700 a month, right? Just cover your oils and make a little extra cash, right? And then the second way would be to replace your income or supplement your income. So working, 10 to 15 hours per week, making $700 to $4,800 a month, okay? And then the third way is total financial freedom, making $4,800 to $17,000 a month, working 15 to 30 hours per week. Okay. And I'm going to go in more detail on these over the next 3 videos and kind of show you like how many hours it would take, how long it would take to really make that kind of money. But also really the difference that you can make in doing that and the fun that you can have. And one of my, most favorite things about it is really the community of people that I get to spend my life with day in and day out, with the men and women on my team and all of my amazing customers. Oh my gosh, I really couldn't ask for a better life. So I'm going to tell you more about that in a second. But the last thing on the PowerPoint before I shut this off is just want to tell you next week to look forward to, or not week, I always say that, but next video is going to be gut health, weight loss, and cooking with essential oils. Pretty cool, right? All right.
Back to us.
Back to us. So I wanted to just quickly share with you a little bit of my doTERRA story, my journey. So 6 years ago, I was introduced to the essential oils for my back pain and chronic pain from head to toe. And the first product, I've already told you guys this, I got was the Deep Blue Rub. And it was like the best, right? And I was like, okay, this is cool. I love, the pain relief. And then I got Balance Oil. And that made a difference in stress level and, began to just start using and incorporating all of the oils. And eventually over the next, I'm going to tell you guys more about this next week. Over the next couple years, I was actually able to heal myself of an autoimmune condition and now get to live a life that I never thought I could live, without that debilitating pain and, my favorite hobby, playing flag football on the beach, right? And of course, when I started seeing those results, I was like, oh my gosh, people need to know about this. And I knew there was kind of like a business thing. I didn't really know, at the time I was an entrepreneur. I had 2 really successful companies already doing dog training and marketing and graphic design. And I loved what I did. The only thing was I was working, 60 plus hours a week, every single week, all day, working evenings, working weekends. just hustling to build my business. And I loved it because I was helping people, but it was exhausting. And I never really got to take the vacations I wanted to, because I was always living paycheck to paycheck, working really hard. And so when I saw the doTERRA model and what was possible with building a business through residual income, through building a financial pipeline, I was like, okay, I need to take a closer look at
Another look.
because right now I don't get any residual income. It's whatever hours I work, however many classes I can teach, however many appointments I can do. Like, that's the only way I can make money. And so I had heard the story about the buckets in the pipelines, and you guys might have heard it before. So there once was a man in a village who hauled buckets for a living. So he went to the water, picked up, the water, hauled it back to the village, and he did that all day long. And, he grew tired of hauling those buckets, and he began to build a pipeline in his off time, whether it was after work or on weekends or whatever it was. Maybe he, gave up a little bit of his Netflix time to build the business. And eventually one day he was able to turn on the spigot and have fresh water right in the village. And not only did he have a water pipeline, but he had a financial pipeline as well. And so that's a great analogy for building a doTERRA business, because the more people you share with, the more people you get up under and educate and support them in living a healthy lifestyle, the more residual income that you can gain and you can build. Okay. And with that residual income definitely comes time freedom. And, for me, so I was doing the side hustle for about 2 years, because remember how much time I was working doing those other jobs? I somehow fit my doTERRA in between, and I incorporated it in everything I do. So some of you watching this videos, you probably were my dog training clients or graphic design clients at one time, right? Because when I was training your dog or something, I'm like, oh my gosh, your dog has an ear infection, you've got to get this essential oil. It's just like right there to do. And so for the first 2 years, I just was doing that side hustle, and I got all my oils paid for. All of a sudden I was getting enough to pay my car payment through doTERRA. And then after 2 years, I was able to close one of my companies and start diving into do doTERRA more part-time basis. And then the third year, I was actually able to replace all of my income and go full-time with doTERRA. And I've been doing that ever since. And people always ask me, so you don't do anything else? You don't have a job? You don't make money any other way? I'm like, no, 100% doTERRA. I have an amazing team of people and an amazing community that I've built of people that I love and trust and pour my love into. And, I bring a lot of education, and that's why, I'm so successful. But what's most important to me is that I really get to build my dream and have that financial freedom and time freedom, so that if I want to just, now I live in Huntington Beach. That was a dream I got to do because of this business. You can live anywhere you want and work from anywhere you want. And you can, be at all your kids' soccer games. You can, make the time to take those family vacations. I don't ever have to ask for a day off from my boss or take sick days or take vacation days. I just set it up so that I can create whatever I want to create. And, I'm just such a stand for people to have that kind of freedom. So I have amazing mentor programs through our team that will train you how to do everything. But anyways, we'll talk a little bit more through each video, but I just want to share with you, really how grateful I am to all of you who are participating in these videos and learning about essential oils. It doesn't go unnoticed. And when we were creating the video, the PowerPoints as a team for our video series for you guys, everyone wanted me to make sure you knew that they're so grateful for you as well. and we're all creating this together. So if that speaks to you, come talk to us. We're always looking for powerful, passionate people that want to partner with us to make a bigger difference on the planet. Awesome. Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kim, for being on with me today and being my partner all these years and bringing essential oils to the world. When we started, people were like, y'all are crazy. We've never heard of oils. And we kept going anyways. And now essential oils are a household
everywhere. Yes.
So let's, just keep sharing the love, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.